Hey, Moonlight, welcome in. Hope you had a great weekend. Yeah, I had a pretty good chill weekend. I have a, unfortunately, it's been a much later start than usual. Um, a tree limb almost fell on my car. Like it fell in the middle of the street, right next to my car. It completely missed my car though. This was like early this morning. Like it woke me up, so it kind of threw my schedule off a little bit because I couldn't get back to sleep. So I didn't end up working out. I'm actually as soon as I finish breakfast and these ads play because I can see that it's going to start at any moment now. I'm going to go ahead and start. It's going to be another short stream, but I will be back tomorrow, hopefully. I hope your Monday is going a little bit better. I mean, not that mine's was bad. It's just, it just had a weird start. Also, I just realized that the category for my last stream was still art instead of Shadow Hearts, like minutes ago. Oops. Well, welcome in. My name is Ace. I'm gonna be doing another art stream today. Fortunately, it's gonna be a little short. I'm sorry. I said I had some unexpected events happen this morning, but everything is cool. I was awoken by the sound. Well, actually, it was actually like a seconds after I awoke. Um, to a sound of something that sounded like a car accident, but it was actually a tree limb that had fallen right in the middle of the street, right next to my car. Completely missed it. Missed everyone else's car too. So I guess we're all fortunate this morning. But it kind of threw off my routine a little bit. So I go outside, I would check it out, was talking to the neighbors, and then I moved my car because the city has to come and get the tree limb. I wish they would just cut it down. It's right next to a pole. If that limb would have hit any of the wires from that pole was going to come down and damage some stuff, and it's happened before. While I was at work, thankfully, but yeah, a house across the street. Actually, I have pictures of it too. The house across the street got hit by the pole. I just don't want it to slam on my car, okay, or anyone else's car, but it's definitely my car. I don't. I definitely want it to not hit my car, okay. Sorry. I was eating some breakfast while we were waiting for the ads. Um, well, yeah, I hope everyone's had a great weekend. I had a nice chill weekend, and from the looks of it, um, I actually had to cover a shift, a mid shift on Friday, so I got to get off earlier than normal. Normally I get off at night, but you know, I was done while it was still light out, and it looks like that might happen again this Friday. Again, um, I think it might be subject to change though because some employees are trying to get it to that so that we can come in even sooner than that. If that happens, I will do franchise Friday later instead of sooner. If not, it'll be the same time, but a little longer. Okay, it'll be a little longer this Friday. So expect that. Okay. I'm having a lot of fun with Shadow Hearts. By the way, I'm like I almost wanted to play it again after the stream, but I didn't. I didn't do it. Oh, like I was actually considering like streaming another stream of Shadow Hearts again and just doing like some random stuff. Hold on, I gotta find my pen and tablet. Oh, here it is. App because apparently it doesn't work without the app properly. Normally, I don't have to start the app. I think I can make this a startup program, but I'm not gonna do that. I'll just start the app and minimize it somewhere. Working area, yes. This is the yeah. I use a Huion tablet from China. It's actually it's like I use it typically as a monitor. Is what I'm looking at when I'm playing Shadow Hearts, but it's a tablet. It's a drawing tablet, but it's basically like drawing directly on your monitor. It's really nice. A little expensive and not easy to replace the parts because they come from China. I've already had to replace the cord for it because I had it set up wrong. It was stretching, and it was a little tension in some places, and I ended up getting a short. But that's been fixed a long time ago. Great franchise, yes, yes. It is definitely. I could have definitely seen myself like playing that game a lot. I just never got around to getting into that series. I knew of it though. All right, so we're going to be working on channel art today, and I'm working on. This will be like a sub badge, I guess, and I'll just work on that, and then I'm going to do channel points, and then emotes. Okay, got some emotes in. That way, it'll be they'll be mostly free emotes too. I think they'll all be free as a matter of fact. I don't really have any ideas yet for sub emotes, but when you come and visit the channel, you'll be able to use the emotes how you see fit. Maybe some animated emotes would be sub, I guess. I guess that's a thing, right? I don't know. I have one, your typical dance emote. I have some ideas there. I was thinking of a slot machine type deal. And but yes, what I am planning for Shadow Hearts on Friday is I want to go and I want to take a look around the world, okay, and see if there's anything that I missed. So I'm just gonna go through on Friday. I'm gonna go through every area and check and just look around and make sure that there's nothing that has been placed there after the fact, because that seems to be something that has happened already. Actually, it did happen. It's not seems, it did happen. And I want to make sure, because we're pretty far enough in the game, I'm sure something is different. So we're going to check it out. Okay. We're going to check it out. That's what we're going to do. That's what I'm going to do on Friday. And if that doesn't take up too much time, we'll try to get to another boss too. If I don't do that, then on Saturday we'll go ahead and just go on with the normal progression. I'm kind of just phoning these bolts in, but I'll clean them up later. Don't worry. And plus, it'll be small enough to where it shouldn't really matter. But still, I would like to not do sloppy work if I can help it. Let's go in a little. Matter of fact, let's just fix them right now. Let's go in and try to clean up the circles a little bit. It's just little minor things, little minor details here. These chests are based off of the Final Fantasy 11 chests. Probably my I would say that if it's not number, I can't think of a better game in like that I can rank over 11. I think it's my number one game of all time. If it's not number one, then it's definitely top three, and it's either one or two. All right, that's where I'm at with this. Okay, I never really thought of like favorite game list of all time, because if it's fun, I'll play it. That's like my thing. That's my rule. If it's as long as it's fun, I'll play it, flaws and all. But I think if I had to do a ranking, then yeah, I think Final Fantasy would be number one or number two. Final Fantasy 11, and this chest is based off of that. Can I ask what platforms Final Fantasy 11 is on? As not sure. Um, well, it's mainly PC nowadays. Okay, it used to be on PlayStation 2, which is when I owned it, like the first time I owned it. But it was mainly PC. Then it came out for PS2. That was discontinued. It came out for Xbox 360. That was also discontinued. As a matter of fact, Xbox 360 and PS2 were discontinued at the same time in around, I think, around 2013, which was the last major expansion, Seekers of Alduin. That happened after the Final Fantasy 14 1.0 had failed, and they doubled back and made another expansion for 11, I think, after that, because I think they were just going to stop with the Abyssia add-ons and then just go on to 11 and go on to 14. And in 1.0, 14 was a lot like 11. It was very similar to 11 in aesthetics and whatnot. But then when they decided to not give up on 14, it became what it is now. But that's kind of like it all kinds of ties. It all kinds of ties. It all kind of ties into little little tongue twister there. It all kinds of it all kind. Wow, I just corrected it and then I did it again. It all kind of ties into 14 1.0, that whole era. It failing kind of caused a lot of things to happen. It all kind of ties into, okay, there we got it. That's my how now brown cow. Okay, it all kind of ties into there. See, we got it. We're back. We're back. First we were out. Now we're back in. But yes, and people can play it on. I've seen people play it on Steam Deck. I think they were trying to release a mobile version, but it got canceled. It should just be PC, I believe. If you are thinking about trying it, I'm going to tell you right now. Definitely look up how to install it, because that's where a lot of people who are getting into it in this day of and age have the most problems with is starting it because of Play Online. It is like it's a launcher that's hard coded into the game, and it doesn't work without it. And people, and they made so many changes. You have to make, oh, I don't even know how I can explain it because like first you have to make a Square Enix account on their website, and then you have to make an account for the game, and it uses information from both in order to log in. And it's confusing enough to possibly deter people. So I don't have to worry about that because once you do it once, you never have to do it again. And this account that I'm currently playing on, I've had for many, many, many years. So the only thing the only time I really had to do anything is when they came up with the website system and decided to change it. But once you get past that, it's not, it's pretty much smooth sailing from there. When like I said, um, if you don't want to jump in blindly, eventually I will play it from start to finish when I do the Final Fantasy franchise, and it'll pretty much be a breeze for me, okay? Because I play it a lot. I make characters and go through the story. I'm like on my third character now, and if you want to wait and see like what it's all about, or you don't even have to wait for me, really, you can just look up. There's plenty of tutorials and retrospectives and reviews and videos about the game already. But if you know, the only benefit you would get from watching me is that I can pretty much tell you like 90%. I can tell you 90% of the game. I know a lot about the game. I'm not someone who's like coming in and just making a video and then going on to something else. I'm very knowledgeable about the game, so I can definitely at least while I am playing it, help you with pretty much anything with the game as far as information is concerned. It's a little difficult off the top of my head because there's a lot to that game, story wise, gameplay wise. It's a lot. It's it uses a lot of older MMO, uh, isms, things from the genre that you don't really see in a lot of games anymore. A lot of MMOs these days are more like WoW, which I mean, if you played 14, I mean, you know, but 11 is not like 14 at all. So other than the fact that it's a Final Fantasy title and everything that comes with that, monsters, jobs, certain things carry over through from one Final Fantasy to another, and you can get if you're active in 14, you can get a little taste of 11 because they have some themed raids and whatnot that are based on the game itself. I don't know exactly which because I haven't played them. I think it's great that they did it, but I play 11, so I can just play it on 11. It's just not done in 14. Final Fantasy Online games are very popular at the moment. As a lot of people are streaming them, definitely intrigued. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's for me. It's hard for me to watch 11. I watch one streamer every now and then that plays it, but because it's a very involved game. It's a very slow burn. So it's like I was like, I'd rather play it than watch it, in my opinion. But in my from my perspective, my point of view. But yeah, I know that there's a lot of people out there who play on the private servers, and I don't see a lot of retail people streaming it, but it's definitely private servers. Back when that was a thing. But there's some things that come with playing on a private server. It's very clicky. It's there's favoritism. You got pretty much, I would say, like a lot of the elitists of the older Final Fantasy 11 community are on that server. So you're gonna get your drama, you're gonna get all that stuff. Everything comes with that, okay. But you don't have to pay for it. So you're just at the mercy of people who might not need to have that much power over anything. It's the best way I could put it. Wait, I need to see my reference. Here's the reference. This is the chest from Final Fantasy 11. This is what I'm trying to emulate here. These studs, these bolts here. But this isn't the chest that we're currently making. We're actually making your standard brown chest here. You're gonna see these throughout the world, and they're not just like in a place. Not so much like your standard single player MMO. Sorry, single player Final Fantasy is what I meant to say. Where you just I'm just going this just alleyway here, open this chest. Oh look, there's an item. No, it's not like that. It's they're very quest based. Sometimes when you kill a monster, a chest drops, but you have to guess how. You have to do like these little mini games on how to open it. Sometimes chests work, treasure chests work kind of differently from. Why do I keep doing that? Differently from the single player games. Okay, they are remastering Final Fantasy Tactics on PlayStation 2. Yeah, I heard about that, and that's definitely one of the titles that I'm going to because I was told I should play that. So I'm gonna try to play. I don't know where in the list I'm going to put Final Fantasy Tactics, but I'm definitely going to play it. Um, like I said, I'm not really too worried about the lines here because it's going to be like this small. He looks pretty good from that far away. Right? It's not going to be this up close, so I'm not going to do too much. I'm not going to try to make this look perfect, but yeah, this is what I need to adjust this layer right here. Now we have here's some of the matter of fact, hold on, let me move this out of the way because this is not relevant to what I'm currently doing. Here's like a lot of the chests that are in the game, different things. This is inside of a Morg house. This is what you get. You don't get like the housing that you get in 14. They get everyone has an instance house, okay? You don't have to fight for it or anything like that. Oh, I appreciate that, Moonlight. That thank you so much. Yes. And it's been a blast for me too because I haven't played a lot of RPGs, so it'll be really fun to like discover these things in 2025. Okay, what makes get to see what people like about RPGs. Like I said, I've only played before starting. I've beaten 7 RPGs. Not all of them were JRPGs either. I think well, I guess J Cocoon would count, right? J Cocoon, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 10, uh, Skies of Arcadia. That's 4. Chrono Cross. I didn't get the best ending in Chrono Cross either, so that's 5. And then yeah. Okay, if we just count JRPGs, yeah, 5. The rest of them were Western RPGs, I think. I don't think there are any other JRPGs that I have beaten. Jewel Summoner? Is that a JRPG? I don't actually know. Hmm. Yeah. No, I don't think so. Is Monster Rancher considered a JRPG? Because if so, then I guess I could count Jewel Summoner. J Cocoon, Guardians Crusade, the original PS1 games. Yeah, I didn't play a lot of PS1 JRPGs. It was just Chrono Cross and um, the Final Fantasies. My friend was really big into them, so I've seen a lot of them. I didn't finish Xenosaga. I didn't finish. I started Legend of Dragoon, but I didn't finish it because I borrowed it, and then for some reason I just didn't play it a lot, and then I gave it back. But all these titles that I'm naming, I'm going to actually play them, and we're going to be zeroed in on them this time, okay? Unlike I was when I was younger. Uh, yeah, it's been very fun like discovering these titles that everybody loves and talks about a lot because I see it. Sometimes I go on Reddit for like I basically I'm in a lot of art. I don't like Reddit. I'm just gonna say that right now. I'm not a fan of Reddit, but It's good for information on things that don't matter, like games. Um, I've learned some art things there, things like that. I don't really use it a lot, but some of the art and game communities are okay. Well, some of them are okay. All right. But anyway, I see a lot of people talking about JRPGs, and um, these are the titles that people bring up a lot. People don't like Chrono Cross. I have only played Chrono Cross. I've never played Chrono Trigger, and apparently that's a sin to some people. That's like the part of the community I don't really vibe with. It's not that serious. Okay, I really enjoyed, and mainly it was because of the setting, the tropical setting. I really like the way they did that, and you got the magic in there. That's kind of how 11 is. I don't know, and that's the big reason why I like 10 too. 10 kind of has that aesthetic too, where it's like this island, like these island adventures, but also, it's got like some grit to it. It's got magic in there. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is about that. It's like a perfect storm of things. It's like, oh, okay, maybe I'll try this out. Full on medieval's okay, but it doesn't grab me as much. I know that's how 16 looks, but 16 also looks like 11. So I don't know. When I looked at 16, I was like, oh, that's Merifatod Mountains. Oh, that's Saramugu Champlain. These are zones in the area, and you'll see what I'm talking about when I play. I'm going to point out the zone. I'm going to be like, this zone right here is what reminds me of Final Fantasy 16 when they first showed those trailers. I like it when the world is not like super duper. I don't know, where it feels like too sterile. Me and my partner has also played Chrono Cross. Highly recommend Guardians Crusade. Guardians Crusade. Hold on. Let's hold on a second. Hold on a second. Guardians Crusade. Let me see something. Guardians Crusade. Let's see what this looks like. Oh my god. Why is it capture? What happened? Why am I Oh, why do I have to do a capture to search a Google search? Guardians Crusade for PS1, huh? Okay. Now, let me dig into my repertoire of PS1 games to see if I got that. Did I have the foresight to grab that one? Did I Professor X? Did I hook up to Cerebro and say get Guardians Crusade? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see right now. Did I postulate that possibility? Did I ponder the orb long enough to see that? Let's see. Games. We're gonna see. Because if I didn't, I can get it. I'll get it today. Just to make sure. I did not have the power, but I do have the power now. All right, thanks for the recommendation. I'm going to download it right now. I mean, I am going to um go on uh eBay and find the game that you said, and then order it and wait for it to get here, and then plug it into my PlayStation box 720 1080 3 4 5. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I don't know anything about anything. Okay. See, Guardians Crusade, you say, huh? there, there it is right there. Okay, in about 14 seconds, we're going to go ahead and we're going to rectify that. But anyways, all right, so we did the trim for this chest, and by extension this chest, because they're basically just recolors. We did the same thing. These are the same chests, actually. It's just different lighting. I did the gilded chest too. I just have to do this, which is basically an upgraded version of this, but with a little bit extra. So that's gonna be the plan for today. Okay. Actually, well, I don't know. I don't have a lot of time left, but I really only had time for these circles. Jeez. Okay, now I have Guardians Crusade. I mean, now that I have ordered Guardians Crusade from eBay, right, guys? Right? You believe me, don't you? Right, guys? Let me get off this site. Let me get off that. Let me just get away from there. It's a little sloppy, okay? You want to do things like that with a VPN. Wait, what layer is this? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. I'm glad I caught that. Don't you just hate it when that happens? All right, Guardians Crusade, you got it. It's now in the library. Good job. You have helped strengthen the ultimate command center that I have built. The ultimate. Wait, do the things go down that far? No, they don't. We can stop it right there. As you can see, the it's not on the bottom trim there. All right, fine. That's why I knew that looked off. That's why it's beneficial to use these references sometimes. Well, a lot of times. Well, all the time, really. Don't know how that got erased. I think I could probably just, once I have everything set up, I could probably just like lay everything out again, like line everything up again. But I'm not gonna do that. Like I said, it's not that serious. Channel art. It's free channel art because I'm doing it. But we now have Guardians Crusade. It looks like I don't know what it looks like. I don't have anything to compare it to because I didn't play a lot of these games. Who made it? Tamsoft. I don't actually don't know if I played a Tamsoft game. Let's see. Let's see, Tamsoft. Tamsoft, you say? Oh, Battle Arena Toshinden. Yes, I did play that. That's a fighting game. Interesting. I didn't know they made an RPG. Well, now I do know that. Looking in the Senran Kagura. Do I have? I don't know. That's a familiar name. Did I get those? Melty Blood. These are fighting games. These look like fighting games. Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter. Oh, all right. Captain Tsubasa. Melty Blood. Yeah. The Bleach. They made a Bleach game. All right. Enough of that. Yeah, we now have it. We now have it. Yeah, yeah. I don't know where I will put like one-offs because doesn't appear to have a sequel. But yeah, we're going to play them no matter how many sequels there are. Even though I say franchise Friday, it's definitely going to be. I'm definitely. It's not going to be just franchises or just RPGs for that matter. But it's definitely going to be RPG heavy because I haven't played a lot of those. And there's plenty. Could probably always call it franchise or we can probably always find an RPG to play. Is what I'm trying to say. All right, so I'm gonna put some of these things here. These are not perfect circles. Okay, and then oh, see, I don't. And now I could log into the game and just look at the side of a chest, but I don't. Oh wait, no, I can use the blue one. I can see. All right, so they have one here. And of course, it doesn't have to be perfect either, but whatever. It's supposed to be two here. I think this bottom trim is too thick, but as I said, whatever. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna save that. That's about as much as we need to do to this. So we got two chests out of the way. We're gonna make a brown version and we're gonna make a blue version. Now, wait a minute. Does the red chest have the Yes, okay, cool. I can leave that. But see with the red chest, well, I don't know. This is a very low quality picture. Maybe we can not use the wood, make it solid red. I might have to log into the game and look at this chest specifically because um I'm not sure if this is wood or not. Not that it matters. It doesn't really matter. We could just make it wood. Forget it. All right. Forget it. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna name this one red trim. And my goal is just to make color this chest this same picture a bunch of different times and then save it with the appropriate layers disabled. And that'll give us the 4 or 5 chests that we plan to make. One, no, the four. They're 4 chests. 1, 2, 3. No, actually, they're 5. Wow, 5 chests out of one picture. Okay, instead of just redrawing it over and over again, you can do something like this. You don't have to do it. I mean, you don't have to. It doesn't even have to be this. You could probably do that with a lot of things. I think people do that already. To be honest, it's not like this is revolutionary. When I see people do concept art, I feel like they copy the pose and they just make the different clothing over the same pose. That's pretty much the same thing as what I'm doing here, except it's an inanimate object and the line art is what's being added to besides the color as well. I think people just paint in everything with concept art. I am not. I don't really do that. I like working within line art because I'm scared. I'm scared to just paint just straight out paint. Even when I paint, I draw it out first and then I just paint and I paint over that, as a guide. I don't know. I don't just straight paint anything. It's something I don't really normally do. I've done it, before, but it's not my preference. I like doing line art. Is fun. Is good. Is bad. Is fun. All right. So basically, I don't really have a guide for this. I'm just gonna try to guesstimate this being even. That's close enough. Now this gilding here, I guess that's what we call it, right? Doesn't have any studs in it, so we can just draw the line. We can just draw a line and then cross it. I think when I do the color, I'm going to have to paint over some of these lines without erasing them, so that way it doesn't mess up the drawing for the other chests. I think the color I'm going to have to paint and paint over the line art in this instance just to for the consistency. That's the only thing. Like things like this, how this wood is going across the gilding here. If I erase that, but then do another chest, then that space will be there. So that's what I'm gonna have to do. Also, what did I just do? Oh, I see what I did. I wasn't paying attention. I should have put the extra line down here instead of up there. I don't know why it always. I know it's playing right now. It always plays Mystic Cave Zone. I don't know why. Random seems to really like that remix. I'm sorry if the soundtracks sound a bit repetitive. That's just how it seems that I have so many tracks in the playlist. I don't know why VLC player, which is what I use to play the music, plays the same tracks over and over again. Not over and over, but frequently throughout my streams. I have no idea why it does that when it's supposed to be random. Okay, that's pretty much how it is. Oh, right. I got my partner into the Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 1, 2, 3, and 4. He's enjoying the game. Oh, what's that on? Is that like a new thing or is that an older thing? Because if it's an older thing, we may have to go back to the 7 Cs. Oh no. Wait a minute. Now we're still in red trim, right? Okay, I don't want to erase any layers underneath. See, this is not PS4, okay. I'm not sure if you can if that could be well maybe it could be. I'm not sure if I can get any PS4 game currently. Best I can hope for is that if it could release this on Steam, especially as a bundle since there's 4 of them. I do have the Atelier series and the Ys, which is a very old game. Probably is I think that's older than Final Fantasy, as a matter of fact. It might be. Is that it? Is that the whole? No, it's not it. We need a top gilding too. Yeah, when I paint the gold in, I'm gonna have to paint over that line just so it makes sense. The only thing is this gilding's starting to look weird on the actual picture. You got to go like this a little bit, and then like that. That works for me. That's all I got to say. Atelier games also too. We love playing those. I don't have all of them, but I've been collecting them. When they get on sale, I just get one or two every now and then. That seems like that's gonna be quite the franchise to go through as well. I know nothing of them though. I just started collecting them because I was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna start playing RPGs, and I saw them on sale. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's get them too. And I started getting them. I don't know anything about it. I don't know if they're good. I don't know if they're popular. Nothing. I just know that there's a lot of them. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So here we are. This is a very long remix. I just realized this still going on. It's Missy K with Carnival Night Carnival Night Zone. That's a franchise that I should play too. Sonic. There's a lot of Sonic games. They're not all great though. They're not all good. That's the only thing. We're going to see I know people have already done that. People have done that franchise at least. A lot of playthroughs to the entire franchise. Um they're raging and all that stuff. I don't know if we're gonna rage, but I might give that franchise a shot one day. I'd rather just play the ones that I like, but since there's so many, why not? Why not just play it? I don't know. I'm not probably. Hopefully, it won't be a bad experience for me, like it's been for so many others who played Sonic, all the Sonic games, especially the 3D ones. Actually, it's mostly the 3D ones that people have a problem with. Yeah, we're just gonna have to make sense of this particular gilding for the red chest. Um, once it is being painted, gilding is right. That's the thing. No, gilded is like leaves, right? Hold on, let me look up the definition of that because I keep saying that, and I'm like, I'm not even sure that's how it's used. Let's say gilding. Yes, gold leaf or gold paint. Well, I mean, it is gold. It's just not gold leaf, but it is paint. It is gold in color. At least maybe it's supposed to be. Thin layer of gold or other metal leaf to a surface, such as wood, metal, or stone, create illustrious and luxurious finish. Close. Alaric. Oh yeah, I already read that. I don't know if it'll apply here. We're not actually using leaves, but it is gold. At least it will be when I paint it. I'm gonna make these a little bit because the colors are very muted in the game. There's not a lot of bright things, and I think that's due to lighting. Of course, besides that one, that's very bright. Look at this. You don't see too many of these chests. That's from an event. You definitely want to open that chest. And you can have it decorated in your house too. Okay, let's go back. Oh, this one has studs on the side. Okay, we'll add that. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Try to make it so that it doesn't look too crooked here. I see this one is this circle is a little bit further down than that one. I'm trying. I mean, I don't want it to. It doesn't need to be perfect, but I don't want it to be obviously crooked. I gotta fix the one above it because I made that one too like a hair's breadth too far left. Okay, here we go. Now back to red trim. I have to say it out loud so that way I don't forget. Click on the red trim so we don't draw on the wrong layer. Okay, now this one is lower than that one. And I can see that it's, well, I don't know, it could be a perspective thing, right? And you know what? I'm gonna leave it. I'm going to leave it. This is almost like a I didn't realize how intricate this chess was because I actually don't. There's an event where in the game that I don't really like red chests when they appear. I'm not a fan of them because they have things that kind of sometimes they have things inside of them. The ones I'm talking about have like light, like energy, right? There's like this event where you're supposed to build up your certain lights and they'll do things for you. They'll give you certain bonuses. Red chests have a lot of lights that usually are not good for what I do in that event. So normally I avoid red chests, but this is like the first time I'm actually really looking at them and they actually look pretty cool. You know, that's all I'm trying to say here. What? It's too bad they didn't make a blue chest like this. Gotta make a red chest. Okay, that's basic. That's basic. Wait, that's not basically it. This is what we need. We need one more little need some more trim here, here, and here. There. Now we're done. Now the red chest is done. But wait, there's more. What? Wait. Okay, I can see that these are crooked now. And I didn't finish this one. What in the world are we doing? What are we doing? We're not done. How did we miss that? Also, it's weird. It has like a little circle here. You know what? We're gonna just forget about that. These corners are different from these corners. I just noticed that. But we'll just keep it simple. Also, that would mean that I need to redo this one. All right. Now, once I'm done with this, that's pretty much it. But then the next when I do this, I'm gonna come back tomorrow and we're gonna color all of these. And that's pretty much all that really needs to be done. I need to figure out how to turn them, just upload them to Twitch. I mean, I don't have to figure it out. I pretty much know, I think, but just to make sure that everything turns out fine, I'm gonna give the same amount of studs. I'm missing one. I don't even know why I said that. This one has only 3 studs on the side. You know what? Let's stick to that. There. We'll use the lines as guides, and then there's one in the center that I put in between the lines, and then one near the bottom line. There we go. And then this side. I was gonna fix this, but like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. These are gonna be so small, then no one's gonna see this. And then the other side, I gotta make sure this is lined up correctly because I gotta move my hand above and draw from the top of the point, and that's gonna kind of mess up my drawing a little bit, as you can see. You know what? Let's just try to guesstimate like we've been doing. Okay, here's a line here. My hand is covering it, so I can't really measure them accurately. And then this, that's close enough. And then this, that's a little too close. I left a little bit of that line behind just so I can see. All right, that's good. All right, they're not fully lined up. I can see right there. They're not, but it'll be all right. It's close enough. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. It looks better and better the further away you get. The further away you get, it looks better and better. All right. Thank you, thank you. This is the red and gold chest. All right. This is the red and gold chest. We delete it. Now this is the brown chest and the blue chest. And then we take away this and add this. This is the gold chest and the iridescent chest or the rainbow chest. It's the same thing, just different. See? We now have a drawing of all five of these chests in one, and all we have to do is just switch them around and then color them on different layers, of course. All right, I'm gonna start with the default chests. I'm not gonna do that today because I'm out of time, unfortunately. But there it is right there, and then we just add the wood. The wood. All right, there we go. There it is. All right, so I'm trying to come back tomorrow and color this. Now, hopefully, we don't have any random events because it seems like there's a random event every week now. I don't know. I like it better when it's like when it's just business as usual. But it's been a lot of changes to my schedule in the past year or so. We're gonna roll with it, okay? All right. So I'm gonna stop it here. All right. Thank you so much. I'm sorry that the stream was short. Um, I really would like to do longer art streams, like as long as the game streams, but it's not right now. That's a little difficult. But we will be back tomorrow. All right, and we're gonna continue on with this. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so and thank you for watching the VOD. If you're watching the VOD, thank you for watching on YouTube. If you're watching there, appreciate all.